lineup, the 16R, Seth Roy. 14 of Dustin Duga. Joseph Bleach is in the 39. Jordan Fiddler's in the 22. Jacob Dykstra's driving the 7. The 64, that's Corey Lawton. The 801 of Josh Dimitro. And starting on the back of the grid alongside Dimitro is Tina Ronning in the 27. Field will fire together at the orange cone in 4. Green flag in the air. Jonathan Howe up in the booth with you guys. We're in for a good night. Duga with the early jump. Dustin Duga in that 14 leads. Here comes Fiddler in the 22 working to the outside. Down the back straightaway as we work lap 1. Sliding up, Duga trying to block Fiddler, forces Fiddler wide, but Fiddler's still going to be alongside and take the lead at the line. That 22 on the high side looked like it was shot out of a cannon. Little rough down in turn 1. You can see the cars bouncing pretty good on their way in up on the high side. Fiddler hanging on to it through 3 and 4, still leading this one. Duga slides up, but right in line with the 22. Bleach and last week's winner Dimitro battling side by side for third, a little further back in the pack. Fiddler continues to lead. Duga, Dimitro, Bleach, and the 16, that's Seth Roy, rounding out the top 5. Look at Josh Dimitro trying to make hay up on the high side, and that 801 eating into Dustin Duga's advantage over him for second place, but all that is allowing Fiddler to get by as we see 2 to go. Fiddler getting away, stretching things out at the line by, I'm going to say 4 car lengths over the 14. The 801 now sliding by Dustin Duga in the 14. Josh Dimitro through to second. Does he have enough time to get to Fiddler? White flag is in the air. Josh Dimitro in that 801 Ed's Hydraulic Repair, trying to run down the 22 for this heat win. Down into 3 and 4. One more time for Jordan Fiddler. Slings it out a little wide, but he will see the checkers and win heat number 1 in the James Auto V6 class. Dimitro and Duga round out your top 3 in heat number 1. Heat number 2 in the James Auto V6s. Starting on the pole, Dave Hall in the 14H, Teddy Shepard in the 20 to his outside. Zach Dimitro is in the 13Z. John Couture in the 0. The 2 of JJ McDonald. Alicia Myers is in the 54, and Rick Beals in the 6 rounds out this field. Zach Dimitro has changed his number last second on us to 88. Not 13 tonight. Might see that car in the Enduro tomorrow, I have a feeling. Green flag in the air. Dave Hall in the 14H. Leads early, but look at John Couture looking to make it 3 wide for a second there. Teddy Shepard in the 20 is going to take the lead off of 2. And here comes John Couture. Yellow flag is in the air. It's ruled that the 14H of Dave Hall jumped the restart, so we're going to that orange cone once you hit the scoreboard, and the leader has the control of that restart. But this is the initial start. The front row must fire together. Let's see if we get a clean start on this one. Green flag is in the air. Once again, Shepard makes the most of his outside pole position. Takes the lead through 2. John Couture is through to second. Here comes Rick Beals from the back of the field as well in that 6 ride. Side by side for the lead. Can Shepard hang on? He'll lead lap 1 barely by the nose as Batman runs alongside John Couture in that 0 ride. Picked up a feature win a couple weekends ago here at Merrittville. Shepard still hanging tough on the inside, slides the car, kind of stalls out his momentum, and that's going to allow Couture to get clear. Now let's see if Beals has anything to catch up to these top 2 and get by. Flat right front on the 54 of Alicia Myers. Up high. Couture still leads. Past Teddy Shepard. Beals working. Can't quite get around the 20. Myers still out there with that flat tire. Tower has shown the black flag to Myers. Hopefully she will be able to pull off this lap. Couture dives underneath the 54. Myers to the pits. Couture leads. Beals now gets by Shepard. Rick Beals in the 6 Pontiac. Coming to the white flag here, John Couture. One more lap in that 0 ride. Not sure Beals is going to have enough time to track him down and take this heat win. Into 3 and 4. One last time, John Couture, smooth as silk, the veteran. Coming to take the checkers in heat number 2. John Couture, the Batman ride, wins heat number 2 over Rick Beals. And 3rd place, Teddy Shepard in the 20. JJ McDonald, Dave Hall, and Zach Dimitro rounding out the field in this one. Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4 cylinders. Taking a look at the lineup for heat number 1, the 5K. That's Kenny Hare. The 91, Olivier Larocque, starting on the outside row, number 1. 17C, that's Ross Crow. The 1A, that's Ashton Dickey. In the 62, Lyle White, starting alongside the 3R of Rob Shaw. And rounding out the field in this one, Alex Pigeon driving the 11 tonight, and Aiden Nyes in the 88X. Coming to get the green flag this time. Front row will fire off of 4 here together at the orange cone. Green flag in the air. It's the 91 with the early jump, but look at the 1 car. Looks like he shot out of a cannon. That's Ashton Dickey in the 1A. Momentum stalls out a little bit through 1 and 2. Larocque takes the lead outright off of 2. Kenny Hare trying to fight back on the inside in that 5K. Look at Aiden Nye taking it 3 wide up in the high side, working around Rob Shaw. Dickey hanging on to 3rd. Shaw, Crow, Nye battling 3 wide for 4th. Nye maybe a little bit too high that time, as that's going to allow Shaw to slip by. Top 4 breakaway. Single car stretch briefly for a moment as here comes Dickey trying to challenge Kenny Hare for 2nd. Larocque still leads it in the 91. Stretching things out by a couple car lengths right now. Kenny Hare still hangs on to 2nd as Dickey falls back by about a car length. Field strung out now. It's Larocque, Kenny Hare, Dickey, Shaw, Nye, Crow. Top 6 or so cars, all within each other's reach, but nobody seems to have anything for Larocque. That 91 comes to 2 to go. 2 laps to go for Olivier Larocque. Good to see him back out this weekend. Tough night last Saturday after he was caught up in an incident while running up at the front of the packs. Looking to rebound here. He'll have 1 more lap to go to score the win in heat number 1 for the Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4 cylinders. Down the back straightaway, the 91 Larocque. He leads it by, well, I call it 5 car lengths over Kenny Hare. Down into 3 and 4 one last time. Olivier Larocque wins heat number 1 in the Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4-cylinders. Heat number 2 in the 4-cylinders. Clinton Barrick in the 09, scheduled to go on pole in this one. Alongside the 12, that's Don Deagle. Kyle Rothwell's in the 114. Fabio Oliveri in the 16 starts 4th. Austin Worstro in the 71W is 5th on the grid. Sam Eftadi in the 38S starts 6th. And Jay Moulton in the 10 rounds out the field in this one as we see green flag up off of 4. Couple heavy hitters in this one. We'll see who can come away. Look at Olivieri and Rothwell pushing down the front stretch. Fabio Olivieri trying to make it through the middle. Down the back straightaway looks a split. Deagle on the outside and trying to challenge Barrick in the 09. Now a crossover move. Rothwell's right there on the bottom as well as Fabio in the 16 through to the lead. Kyle Rothwell through to second. Look at Jay Moulton on the outside now, taking it 3 wide on Worstro. Trying to get around the 38S of Eftadi as well. Up off of 4. Oliveri still leads with Rothwell basically bump drafting down the front stretch. I'm not sure how much the draft really works for these 4-cylinders on a short track, but Rothwell seems to think there's something to it as he is right in the tire tracks of Oliveri. Now looks to the inside up off of 4. Now 114, hungry to make it 3 in a row tonight after winning the last 2 features in the Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4-cylinders. 3 laps to go. Rothwell now looks to the outside of Oliveri. Down into 3 and 4. Oliveri slides. That's going to allow Rothwell to come to 2 to go with the lead. Moulton is there as well. Worstro running 4th. It's Rothwell, Oliveri, Moulton, your top 3. Oliveri now dropping back a little bit as it looks like Rothwell's found a little extra speed tonight. Coming to the white flag in heat number 2. Rothwell leads it just under a second. Moulton almost to Oliveri for second. Can't quite get there up off of 2. Down into 3 and 4 one last time for Kyle Rothwell. In the 114. Checkered flag in the air. It's Kyle Rothwell taking heat number 2 over Fabio Oliveri, Jay Moulton, and Austin Worstro. And Sam Eftadi in the 38S rounds out the top 5. Heat number 3, Christopher French in the 54, scheduled to go on pole in this one, alongside the 53 of Matt Christie. Shane Dixon is in the 54D. Brian Abe in the 5 starts 4th on the grid. Courtney Kokaric in the 3K will line up 5th. Dylan Lord in the 13 6th, and Braden Hughes in the 88 rounds out this field. Getting ready to go green here. Heat number 3 of the Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4-cylinders. Green flag in the air. Abe in the 5 trying to make moves early. Look to the middle for a second. Trying to split the front row. Can't do it. Lord also all over the back of that 5 truck as well. Now 3 wide for the lead down the back stretch. Abe trying to get on the inside of French and Christie. Christie goes way up high. Everybody hangs on, keeps it straight. 5 truck through to the lead over Christopher French in the 54. Lord in the 13 truck sits 3rd. Brian Abe in the 5 continues to lead, stretching things out maybe by, let's call it 4 car lengths. Look down the back straightaway. as we work lap number 2. Field pretty strung out in this one here. Dylan Lord trying to work to the inside of the 54 for second. The 5 truck still continues to lead. Dylan Lord working to the inside. Can't quite get alongside French as they come to 2 laps to go. Brian Abe, no pressure from behind. The battle's still on for second. 54 has it. 13 wants it. Down the back straightaway. Lord pulls alongside of French. Down into 3 and 4. French really sent it in there. Coming to the white flag. No challenge for Abe. He is in control of this one. French and Lord still battle hard. Down into 1 and 2. Abe stretch it out by, call it, 7 or 8 car lengths now. Down the back straightaway. French and Lord side by side. Dylan Lord. Brian Abe wins it at the line. Christopher French in the 54 hangs on to second over Dylan Lord in the 13 truck. It's a good thing that Focus has a little kick out on the nose, because that might have been the difference at the line. A very, very close race for second, but Brian Abe wins heat number 3. Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights out on the racetrack now. On pole, the 16 of Brent Bigelow, alongside Randy Giroux in the 24. Starting third, the 9, that's Sean Slider tonight. In the 6S, that's Riley Slider. Sean Iftadi running the 27. RJ Pitts is in the 26. Field formed up. Getting ready to take green flag. Green flag back in the air. Mod light action underway. Bigelow leads early. Giroux. Sean Slider currently hangs on to third, but now has to defend from Iftadi. Bigelow goes wide, opens the door for Giroux, but it's going to be Brent Bigelow leading lap number 1 over Randy Giroux. Giroux in the 24 trying to make a challenge on that inside line. Can't quite get alongside the 16. Down into 3 and 4. Battles on for 4th behind the leaders. It's Pitts and Iftadi in the 26 and 27 respectively, side by side for 4th on the racetrack. Top 3 have broken away. Bigelow leads by just under 0.7 of a second, we'll call it. Now that lead is up over a second as they cross the Tim Hortons start-finish line. Coming to 2 to go. Brent Bigelow in control of this one. A little further back in the pack. Pitts has gotten by Iftadi for 4th. Sean Slater in the 09 trying to make a challenge on the 24. Can't get to him in 3 and 4. Now up off the corner. Trying to challenge for second. Brent Bigelow's gone. He's got just under a 2-second advantage over Giroux and Slater. Into 3 and 4 one last time. Brent Bigelow is going to hang on and win heat number 1 in the Mod Lights. Giroux is going to hang on a second over Slater. Pitts, Iftadi, and Riley Slider rounding out the field in heat number 1 of the Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. Looking at the front row, Dave Cornish in the 291 starts on pole. Jeffrey May in the 23 will start alongside. Rob Meisner is in the 6, starting 3rd on the grid. Tyler Winger will start 4th. Josh Slider's in the 17. He starts 5th on the grid. And Ryan Anderson in the 44 rounds out this field of 6 cars as we get ready to go in heat number 2 of the Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. May and Cornish bring him in real slow and turn him loose in the orange cone. May with an early jump over Cornish. Look at Meisner in the 6th, trying to get up alongside the 291 and take over second. May, shot out of a cannon, already leads it by a couple car lengths on Cornish. Now Meisner. Oh, May's got a problem. May slows. May just went dead straight. I'm not sure if his car is even under power anymore. Yellow flag is out. Jeffrey May with a big problem in 3 and 4. Just came to a stop on the high side of 4. I'm not sure if he just had no brakes or his engine died. Something is wrong with that one. CAA tow truck will be out to assist. Almost wonder if it's one of those things, as May was so much faster than everybody else down the front and back stretch. I almost wonder if it was one of those mechanical things where the car runs best right before something big fails. Hopefully that's not the case for May and he can get back in to this one, and if not this one, maybe back into the feature. Green flag back in the air. Meisner with the jump, but look at Winger taking over second. Quickly down into 1 and 2. Tyler Winger in the 4, through to second, and now looking to the inside of Meisner for the lead. Sliders through the 3rd after getting by Cornish. Meisner still leads. Winger, Slider, Cornish, and Anderson now challenging alongside Cornish. Tyler Winger trying to get to the 6th of Rob Meisner. Josh Slater in the 17 is there as well. Up off of 4. Meisner slides it out, but Winger follows right in the tire tracks. Can't quite make up any ground as we see 3 to go at the line. Two laps to go for Rob Meisner. Does Slater have enough time to get there? Top 3 cars have broken away in this one. Winger, about a car length back from Meisner. Can't quite get to him to do anything with him. Slater looks fast, but isn't able to get around Winger and make a challenge at the lead yet. White flag in the air. One more time around for Rob Meisner. Meisner in the 6th. Leads. Winger. Slater down the back straightaway. Top 3 under a blanket. One more corner to settle it. Heat number 2 in the Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. It's going to go to Rob Meisner over Tyler Winger and Josh Slater. Cornish and Anderson round out the field. The lineup is as follows. Chris Hale in the 79 starts on pole alongside Logan Schwedick in the 53. Matt Wilson is in the 42 starting 3rd. Starting 4th will be the 43 of Casey Huffman. Ken Sargent's in the 25 and Zach Bleach is in the 108. And that rounds out your field of 6. Problem for Zach Bleach in the 108. That's going to move Dave Bailey into tail in this heat. With the problem to Bleach, Bailey's going to be able to line up alongside Sargent. Green flag this time. Green flag is in the air. Schwedick and Hale. Great restart. 4 wide for a brief moment. It looked like as Bailey shot out of a cannon. Sargent and Huffman get together. Sargent looks like he's trying to get to the pits. He's come to a stop up in the high side of 2. Not sure if that was a problem with the car or if that's due to the damage that happened when he collided with Huffman there. A wild restart, an aggressive start from Bailey, who started in the back of the pack. For a brief moment, it looked like it was going to be 4 wide. Green flag back in the air. Hale and Schwedick side by side. Into 1 and 2. They've broken away from the pack. Great restart from the front row. Schwedek's going to come away with the lead after using that high side down the back straightaway. Bailey looking inside of Wilson for third. Schwedek leads. Hale trying to keep with them in that 79. Maybe about a car length and a half, 2 cars back. Bailey trying to eat into the top threes or top two's advantage. Dave Bailey extremely fast this year. Always strong in that Brewster Baker ride. Schwedek still continues to lead though, looking strong in that 53 early. Coming to halfway, Schwedek still in control. Hale, Bailey. Bailey starting to make up some ground on Hale, but Schwedek is checking out on this one. He's got a 1.3 second advantage at the line last time by. It'll be 2 to go at the line for Logan Schwedek. Bailey looking to the inside of Hale. That's the closest battle on the racetrack right now. It's for second. Hale and Bailey. Bailey all over the back of Hale. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Schwedek loves what he sees. Let them keep racing, he says. I've got the white flag. Logan Schwedek in control of this one. Lead almost up to 2 seconds now as Bailey and Hale continue to battle for second. One more time through 3 and 4. Logan Schwedek in the 53 is going to win heat number 1 in the Hoosier Stocks. Oh, at the line. Chris Hale hangs on to second over Dave Bailey. Wilson and Huffman will round out the field in this one. Heat number 2 in the Hoosier Stocks. JT Miller in the 1S on the pole, alongside Kyle Wirt in the 19. Braden King is in the 48N. Rob Murray in the M1 will start 4th. Adam Plazik is in the 41. And Ryan Beagle in the 84. RK rounds out this field. Getting ready to go green this time. Green flag is out. Wirt and Miller side by side. Wirt with a great jump. Best jump probably belongs to Rob Murray, who looks like he's been shot out of a cannon on the outside. Trying to get to Wirt. Can't get alongside. Now he will into 3 and 4. Rob Murray in the M1 trying to take the lead away from the 19 of Wirt. Miller is still there for 3rd, and Beagle's up to 4th. Kyle Wirt leads lap 1, but Rob Murray all over the side of him. Murray down into 3 and 4, trying to clear the 19. Can't do it. It's actually going to be Wirt who clears the M1. Kyle Wirt hangs on to the lead and now has some clear racetrack. Murray looks to the inside again, but now has to deal with Beagle, who's charging hard in the 84. Miller, a little low, almost a little sideways up off of 2. He's dropped back to 4th. Wirt leads it from Miller, Beagle. Murray, Beagle, and Miller. Beagle now looking to the outside of Rob Murray for 2nd. Coming to halfway this time. Kyle Wirt in the 19 leads it. Ryan Beagle is to the outside of defending track champ Rob Murray in the M1. They both ran up and made a bunch of time up on the 19 and into 1. Beagle's going to clear Murray down into 3 and 4. Now the 84 dives to the inside of Wirt, who slips up. Side by side for the lead. Ryan Beagle slicing and dicing his way through the field, is now taking the lead. Murray trying to take second from Wirt. They all work to the inside of the lap car. That's the Braden King 48N. 2 laps to go. Can Beagle hang on? Top 3 cars still under a blanket battling. It's Beagle, Wirt, Murray. Kyle Wirt led most of this one, trying to get back by Beagle. He's within a half car length as they cross under the Tim Hortons finish line, taking the white. Up off of 2, Beagle, Wirt, Murray still all right there. Does Kyle Wirt have one more chance to get by Beagle? Beagle slides it up off of 4. He's going to hang on. Ryan Beagle in the RK Automotive 84 wins heat number 2 in the Hoosier Stocks. Kyle Wirt, Rob Murray, JT Miller, Adam Plazik, and Braden King round out the field. Front row will fire together at the orange cone in 4. Green flag in the air. Thorne with a great jump on Teeple. Thorne leads it early. Jim Lampman trying to take over second from Teeple while Donnie Lampman follows behind. Thorne is away by a couple car lengths into 3 and 4. Keep your eyes on Donnie Lampman and Steve Shaw. Those 2 guys were battling for the win last weekend before tangling and taking each other out. Both guys know how to get to victory lane. Donnie now battling alongside Jim Lampman. All this battling for 2nd through 5th has allowed Thorne to get out to an early 1.2 second advantage in this one. 6 laps left on the board. Thorne leads Jim Lampman, Donnie Lampman, Steve Shaw. Father-son running 2nd and 3rd. Jim and Donnie halfway at the line this time. Thorne leads it by 1.4 seconds now. The 2:28s, Jim and Donnie Lampman battling side by side, and that's kind of blocking up Steve Shaw, who can't get around either of them. Thorne continues to check out on the field on this one. Shaw pushing Donnie Lampman down into 1 and 2. All over the back of the 28D is the 96. Shaw thought about making it 3 wide up off of 2, but couldn't quite find the traction to pull alongside. Donnie Lampman leads it by a nose for 2nd. Mike Thorne stretched it out to 2 seconds as we see 2 laps left on the board. 2 to go at the line. Donnie Lampman is through. Shaw trying to get by Jim Lampman now. White flag in the air. Is anybody going to be able to catch Mike Thorne in that 55 Burger Barn ride? Mike Thorne leads it. Donnie Lampman alone in 2nd. Shaw is going to clear Jim Lampman. One more time through 3 and 4. Checkers in the air. It's Mike Thorne in the 55. Taking heat number 3 in the Hoosier Stocks over Donnie Lampman, Steve Shaw, Jim Lampman, Go Fast Teeple, and Jens Mortensen. 3 stacked heats in this one. On pole, the 12P of Emily Pacholski alongside Mitch Dumont in the 28. Trevor Wright's in the 09. Chad Chevalier starts on the outside of row number 2 in the 12. Dan McKay's in the 13M, starting 5th on the grid. 6th will be Nathan Peaty. Starting 7th, Chris Waters in the 119. Starting 8th, the 24D, that's Cameron Lane. And Luke Carlton in the 26 rounds out the field in this one. Leaders will fire together at the orange cone off of 4. Green flag in the air. Chevalier all over the back of Dumont. Top four under a blanket going into 1 and 2. Petey and Lane battling on the high side of 1 and 2 as well. Dumont is through to the lead over Pacholski. Pacholski in the 12 trying to fight back the 12P as Chad Chevalier in the other 12 ride works inside of both of them. Dumont is through to the lead on his own in the 28. Chevalier, Pacholski, and Trevor Wright in the 09. Dumont in the SOS Towing Sportsman still leads it over Heavy Chevy. Emily Pacholski hanging tough in the 12P. Trevor Wright trying to find a way by. Can't get to the inside. Chevalier briefly looks to the outside for the lead on the Dumont ride. Down through 1 and 2. Lead field seeing halfway this time. Chevalier and Dumont have broken away from the rest of the pack up at the front. Luke Carlton in the 26 is coming fast. He runs 5th right now, trying to find a way by Pacholski and Wright. Once again, Chevalier having a look at the lead, but can't quite get alongside Dumont. Top two are on their own, battling side by side. Chevalier sticks a nose in it down through 3 and 4, trying to get by Dumont. 2 laps to go for Mitch Dumont. Down the backstretch, Dumont and Chevalier battling for the lead. Wright is through to 3rd, Carlton over 4th, and Emily Pacholski in the 12P runs 5th. White flag in the air. Heavy Chevy doing all he can to try to find a way by Dumont, but Dumont in that middle groove has just got a little too much drive off for the Heavy Chevy 12. Down into 3 and 4, he pulls alongside, but it's Mitch Dumont in the 28 who's going to hang on and win heat number 1 in the Rick's Delivery Sportsman over Chevalier, Trevor Wright, Luke Carlton, and Emily Pacholski hangs on for the top 5. Green flag in the air. Rouse leads it early over Bleach. Penante is dropping back. Mallory's got it by him for 3rd. Rouse leads early in lap 1. Billy Bleach is in the 108. He's running 2nd, looking strong. Jay Mallory, the mongrel, runs 3rd. Field's starting to spread out a little bit in this one as Tyler Pacholski takes over 5th spot from Harriman's. Rouse is checked out early in this one. Mallory trying to get to him, but he has to get by Bleach first. Jeff Penante hangs on to 4th. Tyler Pacholski in the 21P trying to get by. 5 laps to go in this one. Halfway for Brad Rouse. Last time by the line, he led it by 1.5 seconds. This time it's up over 2 seconds now as Bleach has to play defense from Jay Mallory in the 20. Jay Mallory doing everything he can to try to get by Billy Bleach. Rouse still leads it. Bleach, Mallory falling back even further now as Rouse has almost stretched it out to 3 seconds. 2 laps to go at the line. Rouse, Bleach, Mallory, Pacholski, Penante. Brent Begalow started shotgun on the field, is up to 6th. White flag is in the air for Brad Rouse, cruising to another heat win. Rouse down the back straightaway, leads it by physically probably about a full straightaway. Rouse one more time up off of 3 and 4. Brad Rouse in the 18. Your winner in heat number 2 over Billy Bleach, Jay Mallory, Tyler Pacholski, and Jeff Penante is going to hang on for a top 5 finish. Xander in the 74 will start 4th. JMF in the 72. Friesen starts 5th. Then it's Greg Penante, Sauter, and Terry Smith rounding out the field as green flag is in the air. Gruel looking strong early. He's trying to find a way to challenge Flanagan, but now has to play defenses. Here comes JMF. James Michael Friesen in the 72 looking strong to the inside of Gruel. Can't quite get there, make it stick. Now Penante charging through the field in the 99P. Flanagan leads lap 1 over Gruel. Here comes Penante trying to challenge Brandon Gruel in the 35G. Oh, Penante a little loose. Up off of 4. That's going to allow Friesen to get by him. Flanagan, Gruel, JMF, and Penante. Gruel starting to reel in Flanagan as we work lap number 3. 5 laps to go in this one. Pretty racy one so far. Gonna see halfway this time. Here comes JMF. He works to the inside of Gruel and he will take over 2nd. Now Gruel fights back on the outside, can't make it stick, and Penante is gonna skirt by as well in the 99P. Flanagan leads it over Friesen, Penante, Gruel, and Vanderzand in your top 5. 3 laps to go. Flanagan trying to hold off a hard-charging JMF. Coming to 2 to go. Friesen with the crossover move. He's going to get to the inside of the 74. JMF in the Bobcat ride trying to get by Flanagan. Can't find a way yet. Penante is right there as well if these two slip up. Going to come to the white flag this time. Oh, Friesen couldn't make it stick. Friesen's got a problem. He slows down the front stretch. Penante all over the back of Flanagan, and we're going to get a yellow with 1 lap to go. As JMF has some kind of mechanical failure in 3 and 4. He was up on that high side, and track crew's coming out. Looks like there's some kind of debris from that car. Flanagan gets a great restart. So does Sauter, who's already alongside battling Vanderzand and down into 1 and 2 for 4th. Flanagan leads it through 1 and 2. Penante looks to the outside now, trying to cross over Flanagan. Down into 3 and 4, getting ready to come to the checkers. Penante gets alongside, but can't make it stick. Dave Flanagan in the 74 Junior wins heat number 3 in the Rick's Delivery Sportsman over Greg Penante, Brandon Gruel, Sauter, and Vanderzanden. Getting ready to go green in this one. Delario and Neal bringing them in for a pretty fast start. I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that was a pretty early jump by Neal and Delario. Neal leads it. Yellow flag out. Front row did not fire together anywhere close to the orange cone. That was much too early. Alongside Neal. Once again, that was not a clean restart. That was early. A reminder, the field is to fire together at the orange field. Orange on the front row together are to fire at the orange cone in 4. A little better that time. We'll take it. Lindbergh and Slack get away cleanly from the front row. Neal is taking over third over Delario. Lindbergh leads. Slack. Pete Bicknell making a 3 wide briefly for a second there, trying to get to the inside of Delario and Podwinski. Lindbergh leads it early. He's stretched it out by over a second already. Lindbergh, Slack, Neal, Podwinski, Mr. Small Block, Pete Bicknell trying to find a way to get through this field from last on the grid. Turn 1 pretty rough for these guys. Most guys taking the middle lane as we see halfway this time for Gary Lindbergh in the Jukasa ride. Gary Lindbergh in the 37S leads it by over 2 seconds now over Dalton Slack in the 3RS. Neal, Podwinski, Bicknell, Gary Lindbergh in control of this one. 2 laps to go this time for the 37S. Pete Bicknell trying to get by Tanner Podwinski. That's the closest battle on the racetrack. It's for 4th. But it's over a straightaway, probably about a half the racetrack back from Gary Lindbergh, who's in a different postal code right now. Gary Lindbergh putting on an absolute clinic in this one early. White flag one more time through 3 and 4 for Lindbergh. He's going to win it by a wide margin over Dalton Slack, Tom Neal, Tanner Podwinski, and Pete Bicknell are going to round out your top 5 in this one. Green flag in the air. Knapp and Jones lead it into 1 and 2. Jones going to get away with the lead. Fast Freddie Carlton right there in the 96 trying to get by Knapp early in this one. Jones leads it off of 4. From Knapp, Carlton, Wood. Tim Jones in the 15J leads early. 6 laps to go in this one. Carlton now trying to play defense for 3rd as Scott Wood in the 38 coming along. Wood had a great run and almost won the feature a couple weeks ago. Wasn't able to hold off Matt Williamson on a restart late. Let's see what Wood has here tonight as Jones comes to halfway with just over a 1.5 second advantage on Rob Knapp in the 2K. Jones leads it down the backstretch by about a half a straightaway. Wood not able to get by Carlton, has dropped back by about a half car length for 3rd. Up at the front, it's all Tim Jones in the 15J. Coming at 2 laps to go for the 15J. Bicknell Racing Products on the side of that 15 car. Rob Knapp running comfortably in 2nd. No pressure from Freddie Carlton behind. Wood drops back a little bit off of the bumper of Carlton as white flags in the air for Tim Jones. One more time around. Jones, Knapp, Carlton, Wood, Willard, and Page. Down the back straightaway. Jones. Lead up over 2 seconds, coming to the checkered flag. Tim Jones in the 15J wins heat number 2 in the S&W 358 Modified. Knapp holds off Carlton for second. Carlton third, Wood fourth, Willard fifth, Page sixth.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave sausages and street dogs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Wick perfected fire. Quick Wick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without kindling or paper. Quick Wick, the world's best fire starter.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GForceTV.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave chicken wings. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
James Auto V6s out on the racetrack right now, getting ready to kick off feature time. The lineup goes as follows. Jordan Fiddler scheduled to go on pole in the 22. John Couture in the 0 will start second. Starting third is the 14 of Dustin Duga. Starting fourth, the 20, that's Teddy Shepard. Starting fifth, Rick Beals in the 6. Starting sixth, the 801 of Josh Dimitro. Starting seventh, Joseph Bleach in the 39. Starting eighth, the 2J of JJ McDonald. Starting ninth, the 7, that's Jacob Dykstra. Starting 10th will be Dave Hall in the 14H. Starting 11th, the 16R of Seth Roy. Starting 12th, the 88, that's Zach Dimitro. Starting 13th, Tina Ronning in the 27. Starting 14th, the 54 of Alicia Myers. And starting 15th will be Corey Lawton in the 64. Green flag. Fiddler and Couture lead the field to green. Side by side, down into 1 and 2. Couture pulls away with the lead by just half a car length, down into 1 and 2, or 3 and 4, excuse me. Battles on for 1 and 2. Shepard goes up high. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Teddy Shepard in the 20 looks slow. Might have a flat tire actually on that 20 ride. Flat right front for Teddy Shepard. Back up at the front. Couture leads it over Fiddler. 14 of Dustin Duga still up there. Beals and Dimitro. Working lap number 3. Couture starting to stretch things out over Fiddler. Duga's trying to pitch his 14 in there. Keep ahead of Beals and Dimitro. Josh Dimitro in that 801 has won 3 of the last 4 features in the James Auto V6s. The only other one, whoa, big problems for Teddy Shepard as the whole door is falling off the 20 now. Hopefully he can get that 20 ride into the pits. Looks like he will. Right front was going down. Right side of the car was falling apart. He's safely into the pits. We stay green. John Couture trying to play defense as Fiddler is all over him. Fiddler won the first feature we had here when the season resumed. Couture broke up what could have been 4 out of 4 for Josh Dimitro in that 801, except Josh had a problem 2 weeks ago where his wheel came off. And a little further back, Dimitro, you can see battling with Duga. Dimitro gives Duga a little shot going into turn 1. Trying to get to the inside of that 14 and get up to battle for the win on this one. Couture still out in front. Jordan Fiddler all over the back of him. Now the 6 of Rick Beals. He's got a right front flat. Couture and Fiddler battle for the lead. Split the lap car of Alicia Myers. Myers looked for a second like she might be she might lead to Couture getting passed by Fiddler. Now they're still side by side battling. The 88 is way up high. A couple lap cars making things interesting. Couture slides it into the moat, and that's going to cost him the lead at the stripe. So lap traffic slows Couture. Now Fiddler able to clear Couture. And we'll see. Oh, big problems in the back. It looks like Myers going to hang on to it up off of 2. 2 laps to go. Couture rows it into the moat one more time. Fiddler getting away. Jordan Fiddler looking to return to victory lane after winning the season opener in the V6s. Couple of crazy battles deeper in the field with lap traffic, but coming to the white flag, it's all Jordan Fiddler now. He leads it by half straightaway over John Couture. Josh Dimitro's worked his way up to 3rd. One more time through 3 and 4, our leader, Jordan Fiddler, finds his 2nd feature win here in the James Auto V6s over John Couture. Josh Dimitro brings it home 3rd. Dustin Dugan, the 14, finishes 4th. Green flag in the air. Fabio Oliveri leads the field to the finish line, the Tim Hortons finish line, and into 1 and 2. The 16 has been strong this year, so you don't want to let him get too far out. Lord in the 13 doing exactly that, looking strong in this one. LaRock is right there as well, and look at Ashton Dickey mixing things up in the 1A. Ooh, LaRock a little rough on the middle to outside groove. Drops the 91 back into the clutches of Kenny Hare in the 5K. Oliveri trying to protect the lead as Lord briefly looked to the inside in that 13 truck. Now Dickey looking to the inside of Lord for 2nd. The 12 of Deagle has taken his ride to the pits. We stay green. Oliveri working lap number 3. The 16 out in front by 0.7 of a second early in this one. The Rock now battling Lord for 2nd. Dickey's falling back into the clutches of Kenny Hare. Jay Moulton trying to come through the field as well as Dickey. Oh, Dickey's off on the high side of 4. Can he keep it rolling? That car just kind of went straight. Not sure if it got away from him or what happened there, but that's going to be devastating for Ashton Dickey, who is running really well and really strong in that 1A. And that's going to mix things up at the front as here comes Jay Moulton past Dylan Lord for 3rd. LaRock is through to 2nd. Hare now takes over 4th. 3 wide. Worstro, Rothwell, and Lord up off of 4. Worstro smartly backs out of it, trying to take care of that 71W to hang on and hang around. Oliveri still leads. LaRock 2nd. Moulton now 3rd. Hare. Rothwell. Your top 5 single file. Now Rothwell trying to challenge Hare. Slow car, that's the 54. Shane Dixon taking the 54D to the pits. Oliveri still leads it. Yellow flag is out. A little bit of rain on the racetrack starting to put some moisture down. Rothwell fourth, trying to make it 3 feature wins in a row in the 4 cylinders. 8 laps to go, coming to the line this time. Green flag back in the air. Oh, a little car squirrely. Looks like if Toddy a little loose. A little further back in the pack. We stay green. Olivieri trying to hold off LaRock, but Olivier LaRock very fast in the 91. He goes to the lead through 3 and 4. Oh, a couple cars around. Moulton's around. Kenny Hare's involved in it. Yellow flag in the air. Looks like Dylan Lord may have got the worst of it as he's suddenly missing a whole front fascia on that truck. So that all started with Moulton getting loose in 3 and 4, and Kenny Hare in the 5K just stayed on him. $5K of Kenny Hare goes to the pits. The 3K of Courtney Kokaric is also in. Tough break for Jay Moulton, who looked real fast. He was a little sideways and unfortunately just could not keep it straight as Kenny Hare ran over him. Oliveri on the inside is your control car. Olivier LaRock in the 91 will start second. Lord is there in third now, and Rothwell fourth. Green flag in the air. Lord thought about making a 3 wide up off of 4, couldn't get alongside. Down into 1 and 2. LaRock is to the lead. Oliveri trying to stay with them in second. Lord and Rothwell, they're battling for third. Rothwell up on the high side in the 114, now cuts to the inside. He's looking to the inside of Oliveri. LaRock gets out to just under a second advantage at the stripe. The 54 slow in 3 and 4. Yellow flag is back out. That's Christopher French, and the 54 has come to a rest on the inside of 4. Olivier LaRock in the 91 is your new leader. Oliveri drops to second, and Rothwell's up to third, which could be trouble for the top 2 as Rothwell has been very, very strong. Didn't make it out to Merrittville for most of the season. First race back a couple weeks ago. He's won the last 2 features in the Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4 cylinders. Lights out on the Merrittville Speedway pace truck. LaRock is elected to take the outside lane. Green flag back in the air. Let's see if we can get to the end of this one. I've got 7 laps to go. LaRock leads it early. Rothwell and Oliveri battle. Lord slipping back on the high side after going wide up off of 2. Worstro is there in the 71 as well. Ooh, a little bit of contact between Rothwell and Oliveri. Everybody keeps it straight. Picard racing for second. Trying not to let LaRock get away with this one. Olivier LaRock in the 91. still leads it. Rothwell trying to find a way to get up there and challenge the 91. Oh, car loose off the 4. That's the 09. Clinton Barrick, he keeps it straight, and we stay green. Down the back straightaway, LaRock has opened up about a 2-car length advantage on Rothwell. Rothwell, aggressive turn in, finding some speed in a very slick track. We got a car around. Ward is around. That happened in front of Worstro and Kenny Hare in the 5K. Not sure if Lord lost it or if he had a little bit of help, but once he was sideways, he definitely had some help, as both Worstro and Hare were right there. More rain starting to fall on the racetrack, trying to keep the racetrack green. The 1A and the 11. That's Alex Pigeon tonight. Green flag back in the air. Can Rothwell make it 3 in a row? 4 laps to settle it here. Rothwell looks early to the inside of LaRock. Rothwell drops back a couple car lengths, charges in deep, trying to get alongside LaRock. What a turn from Rothwell. Great corner through 3 and 4, made up a ton of time on LaRock, and is now there challenging for the lead into 1 and 2. Kyle Rothwell in that 114. Yellow flag out. We got debris on the high side. So we got a tire carcass that's sitting in the middle of the front stretch. Just as that thing was starting to get good, Rothwell. What a corner a couple laps ago in that 114. Lights out on the Merrittville Speedway pace truck. 3 laps to settle it now. Olivier LaRock searching for his first feature win here at Merrittville. Rothwell trying to make it 3 in a row. Green flag in the air. That time Rothwell didn't let LaRock get away. Now Rothwell looks to the outside of the 91, going for the lead off a 2. LaRock, Rothwell side by side down the backstretch looking for the win. Into 3 and 4, LaRock trying to make it stick, slides up, a little bit of contact with Rothwell. Rothwell keeps it straight and takes the lead. 2 laps to go for Kyle Rothwell. Bobby Oliveri is there as well, trying to get to the inside of LaRock for second. Kyle Rothwell, power move on the outside, knows how to get it done. He's won the last 2 here. Trying to make it 3 in a row, searching for the hat trick. Up off a 4, coming to the white flag. Kyle Rothwell, LaRock, Oliveri, Abe, your top 4 under a blanket. Worstro is there as well, but nobody seems to have anything for Kyle Rothwell in the 114. He started 9th on the grid. Coming out of 3 and 4, it's the hat trick for Kyle Rothwell in the 114 as he wins a long Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4-cylinder event here at Merrittville Speedway. It's Rothwell, LaRock, Oliveri, Abe, and Worstro, your top 5. Getting ready for the Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. Your starting lineup, the 6 of Rob Meisner on pole, Randy Giroux in the 24 scheduled to go second. Sean Slater in the 09 will start third. Starting 4th, Brent Bigelow in the 16. Starting 5th, the Tyler Winger number 4. Starting 6th, Josh Slater in the 17. Starting 7th, the 26 of RJ Pitts. Starting 8th, Dave Cornish, the 291. Starting 9th, Sean Iftati in the 27. Starting 10th, Ryan Anderson in the 44. Starting 11th, Rob Meisner. And starting shotgun on the field in 12th, Jeffrey May. Lights out on the Merrittville Speedway pace truck. Getting ready to go racing here. Green flag in the air. Meisner leads it down into 1 and 2, but Giroux is going to take the lead on the outside in that 24, and Bigelow, he's working his way up into the second. Brent Bigelow in the 16. Working the high side, trying to make up some time on Randy Giroux, who's going to lead lap 1 in the 24 Canadian Tire ride. Giroux, Bigelow, Meisner hangs on to third. The 09 of Sean Slider hangs on to fourth, and Josh Slider in the 17 trying to work his way up into the top 5. Battling with Winger for that 5th spot. Bigelow's to the lead. Giroux got loose through the middle of 1 and 2. That allowed the 16 to slip by on the outside, and Brent Bigelow goes to the lead. Working that high groove is Brent Bigelow in the 16. Randy Giroux in the 24 second. Meisner, Sean Slider, and Josh Slider. Top 2 cars have broken away from the rest of the pack. May trying to battle his way up from 12th on the grid after having a big problem. Looked fast briefly in his heat earlier in the night, broke, but back on the racetrack. We'll see if Jeffrey May can slice and dice his way up through the field. As we're coming to 15 laps to go in this one, Brent Bigelow in control. Battles on for 3rd place. Sean Slider in the 09 trying to take it away from Rob Meisner. Can't do it through 1 and 2. Meisner goes wide, leaves the door open for Slider. Sean Slider trying to take 3rd. Brent Bigelow in the Seaway Fluid Power Machine getting away early. At the line, Bigelow in the 16 opened up a 1.2 second advantage over Randy Giroux in the 24. Sean Slider still hangs on to 3rd as he's cleared Meisner. Winger, Josh Slider, and Jeffrey May all trying to work past the 6 of Meisner now and work their way up into contention. Brent Bigelow in the 16 continues to lead down the back straightaway. Call it about a half straightaway advantage for the 16 Mod Light. Bigelow continues to lead his lead now up over 2.5 seconds over Giroux. Sean Slider starting to reel in Giroux for 3rd. Can't quite get there. And look at Jeffrey May, who's found his way up into the top 4. Josh Slider in the 17 is 5th. Pretty clean race so far here for the Mod Lights, as we have 10 laps to go. Brent Bigelow out for a Saturday night cruise. His lead up over 3 seconds now on Randy Giroux. May trying to get past Sean Slider in the 09 for 3rd. He does, up off of 2. And now May will start setting his sights on the 24 of Giroux through 3 and 4. May up on the high side, finding some speed, trying to get past Giroux, but now has to play a little bit of defense as Sean Slider was there briefly for a moment. All that to say, he's trying to get up there and maybe start reeling in Brent Bigelow, but I don't think anybody's catching Brent the way he's running. Brent navigating the lap car of Anderson. No problems there. May is through to 2nd, getting past Giroux up off of 4. Bigelow leads May, Giroux, Sean Slider, Josh Slider. Your top 5. Winger and Josh Slider battling for 5th through 3 and 4. Sean Slider spins it in front of Winger. Sean Slider was running 4th, and he loops it in the 09 on the bottom side of 3 and 4. That brings out a yellow flag. Not what Brent Bigelow wanted to see, as he was leading by 3.1 seconds the last time by the Tim Hortons finish line. Green flag coming back out here. Jeffrey May leads it with 6 laps to go, but Brent Bigelow with an awesome restart, but May is able to clear. Bigelow trying to cross him over. Jeffrey May just schooled Brent Bigelow on that restart. As Bigelow seems to be slowing. He might have a problem Brent Bigelow slow through 3 and 4 and dropping positions left and right. 3 wide trying to clear that 16 car. He's going to take it to the pits. And Jeffrey May, the opposite fortune, as May, who looked strong in his heat, broke. And now Brent Bigelow, who was strong in this one early, now seems to be having problems of his own, and that's going to allow Jeffrey May to take over the race with Josh Slider in the 17 up to second. May leads it. Josh Slider trying to hang in there and catch up. May already up by 3 seconds. Sorry, excuse me, there's a mistake with the scoring as we come to 2 to go. If you're looking at race monitor, the lead is not that big for Josh Slider, but Josh Slider, not enough pressure. It's going to take a mistake from May as he works through 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Jeffrey May leads it. Josh Slider's coming, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there. One more set of corners for Jeffrey May. Talk about a reversal of fortune as May goes from not finishing in his heat to winning the feature in the Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. Jeffrey May in the 23. Great job for May. Josh Slider brings it home second. RJ Pitts brings it home third. Hoosier Stock feature time. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here. Kyle Wirt in the 19 going off on the pole. Steve Shaw in the 96 will start second. Rob Murray in the M1 starts third. Starting fourth will be Donnie Lampman in the 28D. Starting fifth, the 84 RK, that's Ryan Beagle. Starting sixth, the 53 of Logan Schwedick. Starting seventh, the 79 of Chris Hale. Starting eighth, the 55 of Mike Thorne. Starting ninth, Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey in the 49. Starting 10th, the 42, that's Matt Wilson. Starting 11th, the 1S of JT Miller. Starting 12th, 28 of Jim Lampman. Starting 13th, the 43, that's Casey Huffman. Starting 14th, the 41 of Adam Plazik. Starting 15th, the 69, that's Go Fast Teeple. Starting 16th, Ken Sargent in the 25. Starting 17th, Braden King. Starting 18th, the 68J of Jens Mortensen. And Zach Bleach in the 108 rounds out this field. Green flag in the air on the Hoosier Stocks. Kyle Wirt with a great jump on the start. Shaw works to the outside. Murray is there as well, and Donnie Lampman all over the back of Shaw. Remember, those two tangled for the win last week. Took each other out and allowed Dave Bailey to win it. Shaw to the lead early. He works alongside of Wirt, trying to clear the 19 up off of 3 and 4. Hale gets loose in the middle of 3 and 4. Everybody stays straight. Sargent is slow. Ken Sargent is bringing his car down through the moat on the front straightaway. Yellow flag out for Ken Sargent in the 25. Getting ready for the restart in this one. Shaw and Wirt lining up alongside. Green flag back in the air. The Merlin Magician of Steve Shaw trying to clear Wirt down into 1 and 2. Wirt up on the bottom, hanging tough. Donnie Lampman in the 28D now works to the outside of the 19 for second. Rob Murray runs fourth, watching the battle for second in front of him. Steve Shaw leads it. Shaw leads. Wirt, Lampman, Murray, Thorne, and Schwedick battling there, and Dave Bailey trying to make his way up into the top 5 as well. Great racing once again from the Hoosier Stocks early in this one. 48N off the pace on the front stretch. Shaw trying to negotiate the lap car, the 48N. Whoa, gets a little dicey there as the 48 crosses over up the high side. Shaw gets around no problem. Top 5 cars, single file now as Schwedek and Thorne are battling for that 5th spot. Murray now trying to work to the inside of Wirt for 3rd. Shaw still leads it. Lampman 1.1 second back last time by. We'll see if he can eat away into that lead a little bit. At the line, it's actually Shaw who's going to extend the lead by only about a 1/10 of a second. Top 4 cars, single file, then Bailey, Schwedek, and Thorne battling for that 5th spot. Schwedek has it. Now Bailey looking to the inside for 5th. Shaw continuing to lead. Picks up another 10th on Donnie Lampman. Shaw, Lampman, Wirt, Murray, and then side by side for 5th. That's Bailey trying to get by Schwedek. Wirt slides up the racetrack. That opens the door for Murray to try to challenge for 3rd. Rob Murray in the M1, defending track champion, trying to take over 3rd spot from Kyle Wirt. He does. The M1 is through to 3rd. Bailey briefly looks there, and now here comes Wirt back to challenge alongside Murray. Lap car, the 48N in the way again for Shaw. He gets by cleanly. Lampman will be next in line to negotiate it. Murray playing defense as Wirt gets a little sideways and maybe has a problem. Kyle Wirt into the pits. Kyle Wirt in the 19 into the pits. Oh, a little bit sideways, the 48N in front of Rob Murray, our 3rd place runner. The top 2 cars have broken away in this one. Murray and Bailey battling for 3rd now. Last time by, the lead was 1.35 seconds. We see halfway, Steve Shaw loses a couple hundredths of a second to Lampman. These guys running almost identical lap times. Shaw trying to get around the lap car of Huffman now up at the front. Bailey and Murray still battling for 3rd. Shaw is past the Huffman lap car. Lampman is there as well. Last time, Lampman actually picked up 2/10 of a second on Shaw as the leaders negotiate lap traffic. We'll see if Donnie Lampman has enough time as we work 8 laps to go. Another 1/10 of a second Donnie Lampman picks up on Shaw. Battles on for 3rd behind them. Bailey now takes it over from Rob Murray. Dave Bailey up to 3rd. Shaw, Donnie Lampman, Dave Bailey, Rob Murray, and Logan Schwedek, your top 5. Hard racing between Sargent, Beagle, and Thorne a little further back in the pack. Turning our attention to the lead. See if Donnie Lampman can eat any more of that lead away. Lap cars getting loose in front of our leaders. Oh, cars stacked up down in 1 and 2 as well. Yellow flag is out. A wild lap on both ends of the racetrack as a couple lap cars almost wrecked in front of the leaders, and then a little further back, looks like Miller, Jim Lampman, and a few other cars might be wadded up in that one. I think the 69 of Go Fast Teeple is also involved in this one. Miller gets that car righted. The 1S keeps rolling. Oh, Miller trying to get to the pits, almost ran right into the side door of Beagle. That was a close call. The other car involved in that one was Jens Mortensen in the 68. He takes his car to the pits. Hale and Plazik round out the top 10 in this one as we get ready to go back green. Shaw, Lampman battling once again for a win here at Merrittville. Last week they tangled, took each other out. and Bailey skirted through to take the checkered flag. We'll see what happens this time. Down in a 3 and 4, Shaw and Lampman. A little wide. Briefly, it looked like Bailey might be able to get alongside of our leaders and make it a 3-wide battle for the lead, but now Bailey has to worry about Rob Murray. Shaw and Lampman continuing to battle here. Lampman way upstairs. Shaw opens the door. Here comes Murray. Murray now looks to the inside of Donnie Lampman for second. Rob Murray, defending track champion, trying to make something happen on the inside. Bailey with a little bump to Lampman. Top 4 racing hard. Shaw getting away from the field a little bit in this one. Opened it up by about a car length, but Rob Murray, here he comes back in the M1, and Donnie Lampman is there as well. Great racing from the Hoosier stock. So Donnie Lampman had to lift maybe just to avoid tap in the rear end of Shaw's. We've got Wilson a little slow down the front stretch. He keeps it rolling. We stay green. 48N a little sideways in front of our leaders. Shaw has to get around this lap traffic. Murray, Lampman as well. The lap car is going to crash in front of the field. Hale gets a piece of it. Yellow flag is out. Steve Shaw with a good jump, but Donnie Lampman right there, and Rob Murray right on the tail of Lampman, down into 1 and 2. Lampman, Murray, oh, that looks tight for a second as Shaw cuts right across the nose of Lampman, who had Murray right underneath him. Going to be coming to 2 laps to go here. Steve Shaw, your leader in the 96. Lampman now has to play defense as Bailey and Murray are there. This is going to allow Shaw to get away a little bit. Look at Bailey trying to split the difference down the middle. Can't quite get there. Lampman shuts the door. Steve Shaw leads it by 2 car lengths. Coming to the white flag. Up off of 4. Steve Shaw, no pressure from behind. Going to take a big move if somebody's going to cut up there and steal it. Down through 1 and 2. Shaw leads it. 2 car lengths over to Lampman. Bailey and Murray side by side for 3rd. Lampman goes up high. Shaw. Nobody's going to catch him. Steve Shaw pulls the rabbit out of the hat and wins here at Merrittville in the Hoosier stocks. Donnie Lampman finishes 2nd, Bailey 3rd, 4th to Murray, and Schwedick rounds out your top 5. Time now for the Rick's Delivery Sportsman. A little bit of bonus money going to be handed out as part of this one from Freddie Carlton and Niagara Employment Help Center. $50 bonus money to 5th and 10th place in the Sportsman at the end of it when it's all said and done. Once again, courtesy of Freddie Carlton and Niagara Employment Help Center. Taking a look at the lineup here, Trevor Wright on pole in the 09. The 26 of Luke Carlton will restart 2nd. Mitch Dumont starts 3rd in the 28. Starting 4th, the 108 of Billy Bleach. Starting 5th, the 4, that's Rob Sauter. Starting 6th, the 99P, Greg Panante. Starting 7th, Brandon Gruel in the 35G. Starting 8th, the 21P, that's Tyler Pacholski. Starting 9th, Jay Mallory in the 20. Starting 10th, the 74 Junior, that's Dave Flanagan. Starting 11th, Chad Chevalier in the 12. Starting 12th, 18R, that's Brad Rouse. Starting 13th, the 12P, Emily Pacholski. Starting 14th, the 66P of Jeff Panante. Starting 15th, the 74X, Taylor Vanderzand. And starting 16th, Nathan Peaty in the 23. Starting 17th, Brent Begelow in the 16. Starting 18th, the 62 of John Babian. Starting 19th, the 119 of Chris Waters. Starting 20th, the Joseph Harrimans in the 57. Starting 21st, the 22, that's Terry Smith. Starting 22nd will be the 13M of Dan McKay. Starting 23rd, the 10 of Dave Small. Starting 24th, JMF, James Michael Friesen in the 72. Starting 25th, the 24D of Cameron Lame. And starting 26th on the field, 55, that's Steve Shaw Jr., scheduled to go at the back. Trevor Wright, Luke Carlton, your front row. Green flag. Great restart for Carlton up on the high side. Can he clear Wright down into 1 and 2? Carlton drives it out wide. He will take the lead in that 26 as we're 3 wide for third. Greg Penante in the 99P trying to get the best of Bleach and Dumont. He will. Greg Penante through to third. From 6th on the grid. Carlton leads early. Right. Greg Penante now challenging for second. Greg Penante in the 99P, Gaston's Auto Sales Ride, trying to find his way back to victory lane after winning the first 2 Sportsman races here at Merrittville this season. Carlton up on the high side, trying to hang on to the lead over to the 99P. Greg Penante coming through, slide job up in front of Luke Carlton. He takes the lead off of 4. Top 3 breaking away from the pack in this one. Then it's Dumont and Bleach battling for 4th. Tyler Pacholski battling with Sauter there. Rouse trying to slice and dice his way up through the field after starting 12th on the grid. A little further back in the pack, more battling between Chevalier, Penante, and Gruel as well. Jeff Penante, that is, in the 66P further back in the pack. Coming to the Tim Hortons finish line. We'll see what the difference is as Penante, Greg Penante, that is, in the 99P has already stretched it out to a 1.9 second advantage over Luke Carlton, Trevor Wright, Mitch Dumont, and Billy Bleach. Top 5 settled. Ooh, Pacholski gets into a car on the backstretch. Those cars might be hooked together. I believe that's a 20P. 20, that's Mallory, and the 21P of Pacholski. They door slam each other, but everybody stays straight and keeps it running. Close moment up off of 4, or off of 2 there down the back straightaway as the 21 and the 20 came together off of 2. We stay green. Greg Penante still leads it. Brad Rouse has already chopped his way up from 12th on the grid to 6th in just 6 laps. Now trying to take 5th from Bleach. Penante working through lap traffic. He gets by Lane, now has to get by the 10 ride. That's Dave Small in the 10. Penante, Carlton, Wright, Dumont, and now look at Brad Rouse all over the back of Mitch Dumont for 4th. The 18 and the 28 doing a little bump drafting down the front stretch. Greg Penante still negotiating lap traffic with a breeze. His lead now up to almost 4 seconds over Luke Carlton. Carlton has a couple car lengths back to Wright, and then Brad Rouse, who ran away with his heat race a little earlier in the evening, now trying to get up there and challenge Trevor Wright for 3rd. Penante still leading, clears the lap car of McKay. So we've got 13 laps to go now. Petey gets a little loose in front of our leader. He keeps it straight. No trouble there. Carlton now negotiating lap traffic as Wright has a mirror full of Brad Rouse for 3rd. Rouse looks to the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact between Harrimans, McKay, and the 22 machine. 22 of Terry Smith. Those 3 cars came together up off of 4. They kept it all straight. Everybody still running the right way, and we stay green. Greg Penante, your leader, over Luke Carlton. That advantage is 5.7 seconds now. Rouse is 3rd, 6 seconds back. Wright, Dumont, Billy Bleach, Flanagan, Chevalier, Sauter, and Mallory, your top 10. Log jam in front of Carlton and Rouse as they try to slice their way through lap traffic and start reeling in Penante. They can't do it. Penante got that 99P Gaston's Auto Sales ride dialed in here tonight. Rouse trying to get by Shaw Jr. Yellow flag is out. We've got a car up off a turn 4 up high. That's Billy Bleach off the pace. Not what Greg Penante wanted to see with 9 laps to go in this one. Looks like maybe some kind of suspension problem or maybe a flat tire for Billy Bleach in the 108. And we'll restart on the outside on row number 1. Brad Rouse restarting 3rd. 4th will be Wright. Then it's Dumont, Flanagan, Chevalier, Sauter, Mallory, and Pachulski. Tyler Pachulski rounding out your top 10. Merrittville Speedway pace truck is in. Leaders can fire anywhere between the orange cone at the scoreboard and the orange cone off of 4. Green flag in the air. Penante with the great jump. Carlton tries to cut back down and block Rouse. Can't do it. Car up wide. That's Flanagan. He's going to drop a couple spots as they're 3 wide down the backstretch. But Penante is through to the lead with no challenge. And now he needs to try to run away and hide from a very, very fast Brad Rouse. Rouse up to 2nd. He's gotten by Luke Carlton for 2nd. Luke Carlton drops to 3rd. Wright 4th. Dumont 5th. Chevalier, Sauter, Flanagan, and Mallory battling. 7 laps to go for Greg Penante. Can he get back to victory lane here at Merrittville in the Sportsman? Or will it be Rouse? We'll check the difference at the line. Penante up to a 1.1 second advantage in that 99P. Stretched it out over a couple tenths that last time by. We'll see if Brad Rouse can figure out a way to catch him as we're coming to 5 laps to go in the Rick's Delivery Sportsman. Penante, Van der Zanden off into the infield. Trouble for Taylor Van der Zanden. He's into the go-kart track. He'll keep it away from the rest of the field. We should be able to stay green with this one. Penante, still your leader. Greg Penante, last time by the stripe, it was a 1.2 second advantage. Rouse moving up the racetrack, trying to find something as we come to 3 laps to go. The advantage remains at 1.2 seconds for Penante. Waters up high, up in 3 and 4. We'll see if that causes a problem for our leaders. The 119 up off the pace. Green flag still. 2 laps to go. Yellow flag is out. The 119 of Chris Waters brings it to a stop with 2 laps to go up on the high side of 3 and 4. Not what Greg Penante wanted to see. Although he's had plenty of speed in that 99P. Green flag back in the air. Great restart from Penante, but Rouse keeps with him. Car's up in the high side of 3 and 4. We're going yellow once again. That's Tyler Pachulski who's come to a rest up high. Penante bringing him in real slow here. Rouse trying to keep a little bit of a gap. Green flag back in the air. Another great restart from Penante. Rouse goes up high. Drops back a couple car lengths. We'll see if he can make it up down the backstretch as they get ready to come for the white flag through 3 and 4. Greg Penante in the 99P sees the white flag in the air. It's Penante, Rouse, Carlton, Chevalier, Wright, your top 5. Carlton sticks his nose in briefly under Rouse, looking for 2nd. Down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. Greg Penante He's going to win again in the Rick's Delivery Sportsman in the 99P Gaston's Auto Sales Machine. Greg Penenta, your winner here tonight, over Brad Rouse, Luke Carlton, Chad Chevalier, and Trevor Wright, your top 5. Feature time in the S&W Service Center 358 Modifieds. Taking a look at your lineup here. Starting on pole, the 37S, Gary Lindbergh. Rob Knapp in the 2K starts second. 15J of Tim Jones starts third. Fred Carlton will start fourth in the 96. Starting fifth, Dalton Slack in the 3 RS. Starting sixth, 2X of Tom Neal. Starting seventh, Tanner Podwinski in the 72. Starting eighth, Scott Wood in the 38. Starting 9th will be Mr. Small Block Pete Bicknell in the 42. Starting 10th, 777, that's Tyler Willard. Starting 11th, the 08 of Mark Delario. Starting 12th, the 43 of Brian Page. And Too Cool Automotive, number 13, starting 13th, Tommy Flanagan running that car tonight in the feature. Leaders coming to green here at the orange cone. Green flag in the air. Look at the restart from Freddie Carlton. Oh, contact! Whoa, that got close as Freddie Carlton was going to the inside of the 2K of Rob Knapp. They came together 3 wide at the stripe. 2K, that's Rob Knapp coming to a rest, and maybe not. He's going to try to keep it rolling up on the high side. He's got big problems, though. Rob Knapp. Fred Carlton got shot out of a cannon and tried to split the middle alongside Lindbergh and the Knapp machine as well. Knapp ended up in the moat, made some contact with Freddie Carlton, and not sure what the problem is for Knapp. We'll see if he can get to the pits, though. On Lindbergh and try to take the lead going down in the 1. Don't count out Jones and Slack, who are right there as well. Lindbergh bringing him in for a slow restart and turns him loose. Green flag, Gary Lindbergh with a great restart. Trying to get away from Carlton. Jones trying to take over third outright as Slack fights back hard on the outside. 2K is back on the racetrack at the back of the pack. Lindbergh, Carlton, Jones, Slack, Wood, and Willard. Continuing to battle. It's Lindbergh, Carlton, and then a blanket of cars. Pete Bicknell trying to work his way up. Battling underneath the 08 of Delario. Top 2 cars have broken away in this one. It's Lindbergh leading by just under a second over Freddie Carlton. Then now Scott Wood. Gotten up to third. Slack, Jones, Willard, Bicknell and Delario right there. Ooh, a little bit of a slam from Willard and Bicknell. They came together down into turn 1. Everybody stays straight. We stay green. Top 2 cars checked out on the field in this one. It's Lindbergh leading now by 1.5 seconds over Carlton. Scott Wood is third. Dalton Slack fourth. Tim Jones fifth. Tightest battle on the racetrack is for the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th spots. That's where we can find Slack, Jones, Willard, Delario, and Bicknell. With Too Cool machine, Derek Daniel trying to work his way up into that as well, running 9th right now. Top 3 cars now breaking away from it as Lindbergh leads Carlton by now 2.2 seconds left with 27 laps to go. Knapp is around up on the high side. The 2K of Rob Knapp was around once again. That'll be another caution flag that the 2K brings out. Not sure what happened there. He just loops it in the top of 3. Your top 10 in this one. Green flag back in the air. Great restart from Lindbergh. Here comes Scott Wood as well, coming up to try to challenge. Freddie Carlton can't get there. Lindbergh leads it over Carlton. Now Wood looking to the outside of Carlton into 3 and 4. But he'll have to play defense as here comes a hard charging Dalton Slack in the 3RS. Willard and Lil. Whoa, that got close there at the start-finish line. Delario and Willard came together and almost took each other out. Jones has dropped back into 7th. Pete Bignell trying to get underneath the 15J of Tim Jones. But Lindbergh is out in front. Yellow flag as the 43 is around in 3 and 4. That's Brian Page in the 43 has looped it in the middle of 3 and 4, and we're back under yellow. 25 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Gary Lindbergh out to an early lead. Wood takes over 2nd. Carlton trying to make a challenge on the bottom lane as they're 3 wide for 4th. Willard, Slack, and Delario battling. Delario was all the way up on the high side. Now they're 3 wide again as Jones and Bicknell are battling a little further back in the pack. Scott Wood not letting Gary Lindbergh get away this early. Wood in the 38 trying to keep with Lindbergh. Lindbergh goes way up high, puts the power down and stretches that out a little bit over Wood. Picked up a couple of tenths doing that with the high line through 3 and 4. Lindbergh leads Wood by 3 or 4 car lengths. Then it's Carlton, Delario, and Willard battling for 4th. Lindbergh stretches it out up to a 2nd now over Scott Wood. Fred Carlton hanging on to 3rd. Delario, Willard, Pete Bignell 6th, Tim Jones 7th. Gary Lindbergh has found something upstairs and Wood trying to emulate it. Scott Wood has moved up an extra little bit off of 3 and 4, trying to find everything he can to stay with Lindbergh. But Lindbergh in complete control of this one, out for a Saturday night cruise in that 37S. Gary Lindbergh. Ducasa on the side of that modified. Wood trying to stay with him, but he's 1.7 seconds back last time the line. We'll see if Lindbergh picks anything up here. Wood actually gains a couple of hundredths of a second, but he's going to need to do a lot more than that with 18 laps left. Can Scott Wood find a little extra something halfway to go at the line for Lindbergh? Lindbergh, Wood, Carlton, Delario, Willard, the top 5. Pete Bicknell trying to break his way into the top 5, working over Willard on the extreme low line through 3 and 4. Jones moves up behind them trying to find something as well. Lindbergh leads it by almost a full straightaway. Gary Lindbergh in the 37S in complete control of this one in the Ducasa ride. Then it's Scott Wood in the Henderson's Pharmacy car. Tim Horton's ride for Freddie Carlton in the 96. Battles on for 4th. Willard has a look inside Delario, can't find a way by. The lead for Gary Lindbergh now up to 2.4 seconds. Laps to go. Now it'll be 13 laps to go for Gary Lindbergh. Gary Lindbergh, Scott Wood, Fred Carlton, Delario, Willard. No change in the top 5 as Pete Bicknell all over to the back of Willard. A little further back, the 2 cool rounds. Derek Vandermill has gone by Dalton Slack for 8th on the racetrack. Now here comes Pete Bicknell, tightest battle on the racetrack is for 5th. Lindbergh still continuing to lead. He's trying to work over the lap traffic with Podwinski. Down the back straightaway, Willard still trying to hang on to 5th as here comes Pete Bicknell. Great move on the inside from the veteran, Mr. Small Block. Pete Bicknell breaking his way into the top 5. Can't clear Willard yet. Up at the front. Scott Wood has made up a little bit of time as Lindbergh took his time getting around the Podwinski 72. Lindbergh's lead down under 2 seconds now. We'll see if Lindbergh is able to stretch things back out as he gets by Podwinski. Next lap car up will be Neal. Can Wood find a little extra something to get there? 10 laps to go, now 9. 9 laps to go for Gary Lindbergh. His lead back up over 2 seconds over Scott Wood. Pete Bicknell is clear to Tyler Willard. Now Tim Jones trying to get by Willard for 6th. Jones and Willard, the tightest battle on the racetrack. Lindbergh going around the high side to get past the lap car of Neal. Now Wood trying to cut underneath Podwinski. Wood made up another little bit of time last time, but now has 2 lap cars separating himself from Gary Lindbergh. Gary Lindbergh stretches things back out up to 2.3 seconds last time at the line. Lindbergh leads Wood, Carlton, Delario, Pete Bicknell, Willard playing defense from Tim Jones. That's the tightest battle on the racetrack. Going to be coming to 5 to go for Gary Lindbergh here in the 36S. Gary Lindbergh, last year's track champion. Working over Knapp, the lap 2K car. 4 to go for Lindbergh. The difference at the line, almost 3 seconds. Scott Wood trying to stay with them, but nobody can keep up with Lindbergh. He started on the pole. He's moved all over the racetrack and is now finding some serious speed up on the high side of 3 and 4. Lindbergh dialing in that high line. No, maybe got away from him just a little bit through 1 and 2, but still the gap not enough for Wood to really close in much at all as we come to 2 to go for Gary Lindbergh. Lindbergh, Wood, Carlton, Pete Bicknell trying to get past Delario with 2 laps to go for 4th. Jones has gotten by Willard for 6th on the racetrack. White flag in the air for Gary Lindbergh in the 37S. One more trip around Merrittville. Gary Lindbergh in the 37S coming up off the 3 and 4 will win it here in the S&W Service Center 358 Modifieds. Lindbergh wins it over Wood, Carlton. Bicknell's going to maybe get by off for a second. He was by Delario, but Delario with the crossover move, he will get 4th over Pete Bicknell. Tim Jones lines up 6th. Willard, Vandermill, Slack, and Knapp, your top 10. All our winners here tonight. Kyle Rothwell out celebrating the hat trick, 3 wins in a row in the Central Fabricating 4 cylinders. I guess we'll start with Kyle Rothwell. He's ready here. Got the Hoonigan shirt on here. He's been hooning the last couple weeks. 3 wins in a row. What a ride, Kyle. Tell us about the drive tonight.
I don't even know what to say. This is crazy. I've experienced the other end of this for a couple years, switching cars and just bad luck, and just I'm riding this wave right to the end.
Great job tonight. Who do you want to thank for the win?
I got to thank everybody that's on this car. Rob's Transmission, Cutter Up Designs, Louise Sweet Retreat, All-Star Concrete, just everybody. My wife, Central Fabricating, Glow and Go. Yeah, just everybody. It's amazing.
Great job tonight. Kyle Rothwell, your winner in the Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4-cylinders. Now let's catch up with Gary Lindberg, who absolutely spanked the field in the S&W Service Center Modifieds. Gary was in complete control here tonight. Gary, you got to tell us about that drive tonight, because it didn't matter what they threw at you early. You were in complete control once we got some green flags together.
Yeah, we had a fast car tonight, but the track was a little rough tonight. I think the rain did us in today, and I didn't know where to run. 3 and 4 was a little iffy up top, but I didn't see anybody, so I didn't change it up. It looked like it was the place to be.
Up top was definitely the place to be. You won it by a wide margin of victory. Who do you want to thank for the win here tonight?
I want to thank Andrew and all his crew, all the guys, Ben, Chris, Mr. Transmission, On the Road Machining, EP Machine, Snap-on, K&J Trucking, Sales, John Bevan, Jacasa Motors, Sierra, Rona, Welland, Rona, Fort Erie, and everybody else that's helped out.
Great job tonight. Gary Lindberg, your winner in the S&W Service Centers 358 Modifieds. Now let's head on down and catch up with a V6 winner, Jordan Fiddler. A little chirp from John Couture back there. Jordan, I believe it was the first week we found you in victory lane here, but you haven't quite gotten back since. How good does it feel to get back here tonight?
Feels really good. I got to thank James and Mary Paul for all they do for this class and helping out with these cars. I can't thank them enough. Can't thank Don and Lorraine enough for putting all this program on for us. It's really nice to come out and have some fun.
Great job tonight, Jordan. Celebrate that win. Moving on down, Steve Shaw. Tough break last week battling with Donnie Lampman, but this week you come out on top. Tell us about the drive tonight.
Track was super hammer down. It's a fun run of Donnie. Last week we had a little bit of a mess down there, but when you got a 16-year-old running against a 60-year-old, I mean, things are going to happen like that.
Who do you want to thank for the win here tonight in the Hoosier Sox?
Mike's Delivery, Tilbury Auto Recyclers, and Miller Towing, and the whole family.
Great job tonight. Moving on down the line. Got to catch up with Jeffrey May. 2 opposite sides of the spectrum in the Deutsch Building Center's Rona Mod Lights. You break or have some kind of problem in the heats, and now you win. Tell us about the drive tonight and how you recovered.
Yeah, so the control arm dropped off in the heat there, but better happen in the heat than the feature. Heats don't pay. But, yeah, no, my dad and Chris and Mike, they've worked so hard on this car and really struggled in the off-season, some personal stuff. So coming back with a big like this, hammer-down track with such a competitive field like we got here, I couldn't ask for a better night. Thank all my sponsors, the track owners, everyone here for supporting it in such a time like this. I can't thank you all enough for letting us do what we love.
Great job. Jeffrey May recovers tonight to capture the feature win in the Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. And last but not least, Greg Penante, your winner in the Rick's Delivery Sportsman. Another dominant win, 2 wins in a row to start the year. Now you find yourself back in victory lane. Tell us about the drive tonight.
Yeah, the track was a little bit rough, but nothing you can do, I guess, a little bit of rain stuff. But the car was really good. You know, I give hats off to Donnie for giving us something to race every week anyways. You know, without him, we would probably be sitting at home and ruining our livers. But this race, I've all my sponsors, obviously, but most importantly is we lost a real good friend, one of my best friends' wife yesterday. So this race is definitely for her.
Great job battling through adversity. Big win for Greg Penante. Congratulations to all the winners. Race fans, thanks for sticking it out with us through the rain We'll be back again tomorrow for the Enduro, and of course, Bobcat of Hamilton Weekly Racing returns next Saturday. On behalf of track owners Don and Lorraine Spees, I'm Jonathan Howe. Take care, drive safe, and I hope your Saturday night was more than just all right.